what's good, everybody? It is your boy, PT Casanova. I am having this conversation with Ken 3 times. Go ahead and shout your stuff out, Ken.
What's up, everybody? It's your main man, Ken 3 times. And we are out here, you know what I'm saying, with PT Casanova, trying to make a difference in the community, trying to expand minds, and most importantly, trying to just live it up. So KENTHREETIMES on YouTube and stuff like that. He'll probably link it down in the description.
Yep. Probably more than likely, cause I'll be linking my stuff off. But yeah, to let y'all know, today's topic is spiritual. The spiritual community is going fucking crazy. Now, the reason why I'm saying this is because a lot of them have started to not make sense. Like earlier today, I've heard someone in the spiritual community talking about how you need to go through certain tribulations in your life because of the story not being good, and it's just like, why the fuck are we suffering for plot? You know what I'm saying? But to start it off, number one, how they don't make sense. As y'all could hear, one of the people was talking about how you need to go through all that bullshit just so you could have a quote-unquote fulfilling life. I don't think that's the case. I really think that that's a dumbass narrative. Like, I'm not lying. I really feel like whenever people keep telling others that they have to go through a certain set of suffering in order to be good, or like the phrase say, hard times make good men, good times make weak men, I feel like that's bullshit. Because why the fuck, if we're supposedly weak men, why would we make harder times to prove that we're good? Like, why would we make our times worse, dog? We in good times already. We shouldn't have to be doing all that extra shit. I'd rather be counted as weak by a bunch of people that don't know their own strength than to be told, yo, you strong because you suffer all that time. Like, fuck that, man.
You know what's funny, bro? It's never the old people like who actually went through hard times that say that line, bro. It's people in the same generation as us.
Like, for real, it's a bunch of young niggas. Like, what hard times did you go through?
Because I just want us to go off the dome type shit. Like, although it's good to like obviously prep up and do preparation, one thing I've noticed in the spiritual community is that in any religious community at all, because I'm a Muslim, right?
Yep.
And so in any community, whether it's a spiritual community or a religious community, what I've noticed is very abundant two things: gossip and hypocrisy.
Oh yes, I can say that too. Like, bro, sorry to cut you off here, but I can say that too, bro. It's been so much drama going on in the spiritual community, not even because of just people not agreeing with others. I can understand a bunch of motherfuckers not having an agreement, but when it becomes, yo, I'm more valid than you, when both of y'all learn from the same person or the same source, or you know what I'm saying, like, y'all just, now it's become in competition and way more popularity based than faith based. Like, I respect it for being faith based. I hate it when it's popularity based. For example, somebody who has genuine strong faith, just because they don't have hundreds of thousands of followers or a good quality camera, will get ragged on, while somebody with a high quality camera that's saying a whole bunch of nothing and using trigger words to get y'all to zoom in on what they're trying to say, y'all will sit there and support that person. But like I said, the person with faith, niggas just rag on him all day. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, to me, honestly, this shit is starting to become more of a trend rather than people genuinely trying to seek. You know what I'm saying?
Stuff like that.
Go, say it again.
Improve themselves and stuff like that.
Yeah, like it's now just, let's see who can make the biggest cult. Like, that's what these niggas are on now. It's no longer for faith.
It became a numbers game.
Yeah, like it has. Like, if you're not on somebody live, or if you're not in somebody's face all the time, all of a sudden you just, you know what I'm saying, niggas ain't gonna listen to you, or they don't care.
I'm not trying to bring this up and stuff like that, but like, what's on the world right now, like a lot of people, like a lot of Muslim YouTubers and stuff like that, they're posting about it, and they're making like videos like, oh, this celebrity is supporting the wrong side, and this celebrity is doing that. Good. You know the best way to deal with that is stop talking about them.
Yeah, or just stop paying attention. It's the same thing. Like, my mom recently, I mean like earlier today, she was talking about how a friend of hers had to move from an area they lived at because of I'm not gonna say no names, none of that shit. I'm not one of the people. But she was talking about how one of the people she knew was dealing with an area that had hate crimes. And I was sitting there thinking, I was paused for a second, and then I figured out how to say it. I'm just like, I don't get why people cause hate crimes when you could just not be around a person or leave that shit alone. Like, you don't have to involve yourself. Like that idea of having to include yourself in everything, like you don't have to, dog. You don't.
Yeah, that's something that you know who people, you know what community is basically trying to do and stuff like that. They're trying to include themselves in everything and stuff like that because
I
they
personally don't
feel
even care about that. It's the forcing shit. That's what I have an issue with.
yeah.
Like for example, to speak for and against, because sometimes some people from that community do act a little bit abrasive. Even homosexual people are speaking out against. A reason why we're saying that community is because we don't want to, like, you know what I'm saying, we don't want to offend nobody and get our careers canceled. We're just trying to speak what we're seeing. You know what I'm saying? So I've noticed that a lot of people who are in that community as well, they have been like, yo, they doing too much now. Like now, this just becoming too much. And I've noticed, like, bro, it's like it literally, it's not even, I don't even think it's inclusion. I just feel like people want to be superior, and it's become so evident that communities are ruined. Just regular group, not even communities built for people who have a certain faith, or you know what I'm saying, just shit is ruined because people are so focused on being popular and making bread from that popularity versus using their popularity to reach an audience and maybe bridge two other audiences together with their message. But you know, it's not in their fucking minds for that. So number two, I just wanted to go to the second point that I had pre-set up. All right, my man Archer going off the dome, he freestyle podcast. But number two, white people in African traditional religions. Now, a lot of people, I've seen this a whole lot. A lot of people who share the same skin as me, to put it simply, rather than calling you a color. You know what I'm saying? So people who share the same skin tone as me have been talking. I hear about how some of them talk about white people, right? And they'll be like, oh, they don't have rhythm, or they don't do this. And to cut both of them off in a silly way, I would be like, yo, I've seen white people dance to dance hall music. I've seen white people dance to African traditional or African spiritual music. I've seen them dance their ass off sometimes. Like, just because you've seen them 4-5 people that ain't got rhythm don't mean you should put that on every single person who shares that skin. That's for one. And number two, I'm starting to notice that a lot of African traditional groups are allowing white people to join them, rather than how a lot of people talk about them and just say, oh, it's only a, you know what I'm saying, a bloodline thing, or only a race specific thing. I've started noticing that they're letting these white people, like, they're genuinely letting them be a part of their faith versus just being like, ugh. Some cultures are genuinely ugh toward that shit. But the fact that I'm seeing that the world is now being more accepting to different things, it's like, I feel like to a certain way we are, and I hate this word because of the stigma that comes with it. In some ways, I'm glad that these certain communities are progressing, because now we're starting to see less just flat out prejudiced motherfuckers just starting to be rude about shit. And now we're seeing more of people at least trying to be accepting to people's differences, or because they look different, or because they come from a group of people that may have potentially done terrible shit in the past, but that don't got nothing to do with them now. So, you know what I'm saying? That's the mentality that seems to be passed on. Sorry for the rambling, but go ahead, Archer. What's your take on people? Because you're a dark skinned man as well, even though you're brown. but what's your take on people being prejudiced towards white people with their religion, rhythm, culture, when they adopt culture stuff and whatever? Like, what's your opinion on that?
I definitely see in the Islamic community, because one thing that Islam has kind of been like stereotyped as, it's a brown man's religion and stuff like that. You know, whenever like a white person becomes a Muslim, they have to disclose themselves as white Muslims. Like, an example, like Chinese people and stuff like that. Like, I was watching this video, the title kind of broke my heart. It says like, why you should memorize the Quran from a Chinese Muslim. I'm like, bro, you're not a Chinese Muslim. You're just a Muslim, bro. Like,
yeah. It's like for example, somebody see a black Buddhist, oh, he a black Buddhist. No, he's just a Buddhist. He's a black Christian. He's a Hebrew Christian. He's just a Christian, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like even if he's just a Hebrew, like, he's a person, or she's a person. Just because they're different from you in how they believe or how they look, don't mean they not people, nigga. Like I remember I used this example to shut a bunch of people up for being essentially racist as fuck to certain Discord members. They were like, white people ain't got no rhythm and all that shit. I'm just like, yo, God made us both. Fuck you on. like fuck you on, bro. Like Like we're
No,
all people. We all
did make us both, but the thing is, they didn't make conspiracy theories that freaking Yakub made them and stuff like that, and the
even if
cock.
even if that was the case, still we exist here together, nigga. Like we could at least be unified. You know what I'm saying? That's my whole point. Like I really want unification to be pushed in the world and in the spiritual community. But I really want the spiritual community to realize that prejudice shit they keep holding over certain people is not cool, and that being really really weird and having I can't even say weird because what's weird? You know what I'm saying? But what I can say is doing certain things that are harming others for the benefit of feeling like you are supreme or feeling like you're better or getting treated like you're better because you have this strange ass epiphany or dream or message or whatever. It's just like, dog, this shit has gotten out of hand. Like with the Nature Boy situation, I already wanted to speak on it, but I started to speak on it when I started noticing people going in on Young Pharaoh. Now I don't know what the fuck going on with Young Pharaoh. I don't know what's going on with that nigga, but I started noticing that like the way he's talking, you know what I'm saying? It's no disrespect, but I've noticed the way he's talking is a lot more aggressive now. The way people are treating him is a lot more, it's almost like they watch this nigga like he's a clown. Like they're watching him for entertainment type shit rather than what he potentially has to teach or, you know what I'm saying, what he has to say for real, for real. And it feels like in a way he's feeding into that. I don't know whether or not he's feeding into that, but because I don't really be on the spiritual side of YouTube. I just be the dude that's chilling, watching shit cool, that's cool and funny. I don't really be on that side of YouTube like that. But what I can say is when I was over there, I started noticing that it's a lot more hostility, a lot more prejudiceness, a lot more rudeness. Like it's starting to become more of a popularity fuck you show rather than just, yo, join into our group, we got knowledge we can pass on, what do you have to offer to us, or you know what I'm saying, what can you pass on to us, what do you know, what can we use to build together. They're using the word build for these aggressive ass conversations too. Like if you ever notice, there'll be some spiritual people like, yo, let's get on live and let's build what. Y'all niggas ain't even like, y'all niggas be sitting up there arguing y'all point of views the whole time. Like what are y'all building?
They think they Bob the Builder out here, fam.
Hey, maybe there is a point to that. I don't know. I really don't know. I just know I'm an observer and I observed a lot of shit and I'm starting to see like it's people being like, even in nature. I'm a little bit late on the Nature Boy situation, but it's just like, bro, when I saw that, bro, I'm starting to see, bro, these niggas just want to be treated as if they are the creator, dog.
No kidding.
So number 3, they are in non-helpful cults like the Nature Boy situation. Now, what y'all probably heard, I didn't think, okay, this nigga gotta be going crazy. He said non-helpful cults, like some cults are helpful. Actually, yes. Not even gonna lie to you. Just because you're in a group and you don't call it a cult does not mean that it isn't a cult. Like, let me search up the definition of the word cult so I can make sure I'm right. I don't want to sound stupid on this motherfucking camera. Okay. Cult definition, right? I gotta do this with the Websters because the Websters sometimes be playing. So it says a relatively small group of people having beliefs or practices, especially relating to religion, that are regarded by others as strange or sinister or as imposing excessive control over members. So let me read to you the actual definition and let me show you how it varies, right? So this is the actual definition: a relatively small group of people having beliefs or practices, especially relating to religion. Now, here is how you can call a motherfucker a cult or just a group. It is regarded by others as strange or sinister, meaning someone from the outside, just because they think y'all strange, you are now a cult. Like, by definition. It's weird as hell, man. Trust me. I'm still trying to learn the definition of a lot of different terms, but for that one, man, I'm starting to see just how shit is. Like, it's on Google, by the way. I searched up literal cult definition. If y'all can't see the screen, let me show you. Boom. This is what I read. For the first part, a relatively small group of people having beliefs or practices, especially relating to religion. Here's the second part, that are regarded by what? Others. Not themselves, others. So anybody who sees a group, like let's say I'm in a group and we all like eating fruit, right? This is gonna sound weird. We in a fruit group. Somebody could say, yo, y'all in a fruit cult because they think we strange for eating fucking bananas on Sunday. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just, hey, it just happens. But these people are in non-helpful cults. Like, they're weird for the wrong reason. For example, the Nature Boy situation. This nigga, no offense to him, cause I don't want to offend nobody. I'm just speaking on what I see here. Nature Boy out here having these girls rub his feet. He's slapping people, talking to them any kind of way, like, and living in and saying that he is the image of God with that. Like, I ain't gonna cap. It's crazy because these people are so dedicated to him. Like, they are devotees of this man, bro. They're so devoted to him. They are still, you know what I'm saying, trying to get praising this man while he in jail. Like, he just, you know what I'm saying, like he just the most high or something. I don't know, man. I just know that this is his group. I can't really say nothing. I just think that it's a little bit weird, and I think that it's not helping if y'all are producing an image of, to put it in real short terms, because I don't want to word salad y'all to death so we can move on. When y'all are putting out the image of aggressive black man, submissive black woman, abuse, like like that, we already got enough of the angry black man narrative, bro. So what's your opinion on the non-helpful groups, like with the Nature Boy situation, if you've seen it?
Uh, well, my thoughts on non-helpful cults and stuff like that is that basically I think it's just very ironic and stuff like that, because basically like they claim that they're the cult that is like not a cult, and not even that, they basically claim that they're the cult that will free you from dogmatic principles while instilling more dogmatic principles, if not worse dogmatic principles. Like, oh, you don't need to, like, I was talking about it to one of like my old spiritual friends and stuff like that. It's like, bro, like, you do not need to be giving up your job, giving up your livelihood, going to the freaking trees and sing kumbaya and stuff like that in order to be spiritual and stuff like that. Like, that's dogma and stuff like that. That's a dogmatic principle and stuff like that. And
hell, if you gotta do cleansing at any time, isn't that technically isn't so isn't I'm just trying to ask you here so I can understand, Archer. Basically, dogma is rules, right?
yeah,
So whenever some people would be talking about I gotta do a cleansing or do any of this after they do something, that's dogmatic. That's a rule. Because if you don't cleanse if you don't, I've heard this from many people. If you don't cleanse your area, that shit can become very, very filled with negative shit, or that shit can turn poison.
yeah,
So it's just
exactly.
like, so like I've heard this from people. That's why I'm like, that's still dog. That's rules. So what's the difference? And this ties into Archer's conversation that he really wanted to talk about. What's the difference between this spiritual shit and religion? I honestly think there is none besides from how you title it. Go ahead, Archer.
Yeah, I mean that's not the topic I want to bring up personally. The topic I
Oh,
want to bring up is like
go ahead.
the religions and the group of people not realizing that the biggest enemy is themselves and stuff like that.
Explain, like elaborate.
Because the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, peace be upon him, he said that when they were coming back from a battle, they're like, okay, you've just escaped the minor struggle. Now it's time to go to the greater struggle. And they asked, what's the greater struggle? And it said the struggle against temptation. And so basically, you are your worst enemy and stuff like that. And so people who are like you are likewise going to be your worst enemy, because you have a common goal in mind. Now, initially you're like, wait, because you have a common goal in mind, shouldn't that cause more togetherness and separation? I mean, yes, on paper, yes. But the thing is, we don't live in fucking Disneyland. You know what I'm saying? We don't live in Disneyland where everything is like the way it is. It's supposed to be and stuff like that. And so, like, some things turn out to be the opposite of what it is. A lot of people think that basically, like, for example, like what's going on in the world right now in the Middle East and stuff like that. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like one group of people are saying like, yo, we should condemn these celebrities and stuff like that. We should talk about it. We should form a protest. We need to be an army. We need to fight and stuff like that. A lot of people, but a lot of mystics like myself are like, bro, you know what we gotta fight first? We gotta fight. Like, I don't know about you, but we in the middle of a freaking, like, an epidemic of haram, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
So
we
I
gotta fight.
can't agree to a certain extent, even though I'm not a Muslim. I can 100% fucking agree to that. Like, dude, it's I ain't gonna lie. That hit my soul in a way when you said it's a world full of haram, because that shit actually makes sense. Because, dude, we got, now I'm not even trying to bring nobody name up in this, but we got rap artists of today either just selling shit that should be sacred. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to say the word, but they selling Fuck it, we grown. Selling sex. They selling sex when that should be sacred between a couple. You know what I mean? And they doing a lot of different shit, like a lot of different shit. I personally find myself disgusted with. I really think at times that this place has to be hell in some way, because ain't no way these people are just corrupted this easily. And it ain't even because they think different than I do, or act different, or look different, or walk different, or talk different. It's just because the shit is weird. Like it's weird, bro. I'm not gonna lie. It's not weird because it's strange or new to me. It's weird because it's just like these people. These people are so enthusiastic about terrible shit. That's why it's weird. Like forcing people to do shit, like forcing people to do shit, or matter of fact, let me just say it exactly how I need to. Forcing people to comply with your way of thinking simply because you have a little bit of reach or a little bit of permission over a certain group of motherfuckers. Like that shit just dead to me, bro. Especially with the way motherfuckers act now. Like you said, world full of haram. It's a bunch of forbidden acts, and motherfuckers want to seem supreme while in the forbidden act. But
Crazy.
Number 4, some are contributing to division in the world when we need to be pushing togetherness and collective evolution. I genuinely feel this way because I feel like as a collective we have been falling off. We are sitting over here holding losses over each other's heads. We're not thinking about how each other feels about certain actions. We're not thinking about how our actions are affecting others. For some people, like a lot of us are not thinking, and we're just contributing to destroying the world instead of trying to push it together and genuinely trying to unify. Like we are destroying it. We are our own worst enemies, to quote Archer. We are destroying this planet. Like not even this planet. We are destroying the community. We're destroying the people. We're destroying the planet. We're destroying different shit, and we're just sitting here on a sinking ship like we just got fucking life racks on the Titanic. Like nigga, we're going to fall, bro. But yeah, what's your opinion on people contributing to division? Like, what do you feel about that?
Well, I feel like division is always gonna be there and stuff like that, but I think the important part of life has always been reduction rather than erasure and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So like it's in our nature as humans to judge other people. It's just kind of something that's there and stuff like that. And naturally, a division will happen in the next life, right? At least from my religious view, that's what we believe, right? And so division is always going to be a thing, but it doesn't really help to basically deal with it all and stuff like that. Like I don't think it's very progressive. I don't think it's very like spiritually like uplifting for you to basically thrive off of division when instead we should try to minimize division and stuff like
Hell
that.
yeah,
like,
that's what I'm really trying to get at. Like they're contributing more to division rather than trying to lessen it. Like I get that we're still gonna have division. Like there's with the and to quote Madara, when the concept of winners exists, the concept of losers will also exist. So I know that there is going to be division or categorization of some type. What I'm wondering is, why the fuck are we why are we continuously pushing for division rather than pushing for togetherness? Like it's now seen weird to push people, you know, it's weird to say all people should be, you know what I'm saying, treated equally nowadays versus just saying, well, we get treated wrong, so we should be treated better than everybody. Like it feel like that's where a lot of people are coming to, like, we got treated wrong all this time, we deserve better treatment. And I'm a black person saying this, bro. I feel like it's becoming a thing for people to be, and this is a little bit off topic, but a little bit on people to become black supremacists, because it's just like, yo, that whole idea that we are supreme, like, dog, didn't we see that shit happen with division in the other group? Why the fuck do we have to keep picking up what they left us? Like, why do we have to keep eating the leftovers, dog? We can make our own meal now. So that's just, you know what I'm saying, to put it in a food analogy, that's just how I feel about that shit. Like this topic in a way disgusts me, but it's just like, yo, these small things are what's really driving the nail in, you know? So I really feel like we need to start pushing for the collective coming together versus infighting. And number 5, the last topic, aside from what Archer is gonna say, they be scamming and be doing malpractices or lying and taking the money and running. Now, y'all probably have noticed there are some spiritualists in the community who do fucked up shit, who hit you with the ancestors have told me to message you. Like they trying to charge you for all this different shit. Like, bro, I'm telling you, bro. And then they be taking y'all money and running for the gullible people who I feel bad for. But yeah, bro, they be scamming. A lot of people be scamming, bro. They be using their gifts or so-called gifts to scam others. And I just want to put that on notice to let people know, do not fall for it. But go ahead, Archer, what you got? What's your opinion on these people scamming or lying and running with the money?
Basically, it's this, like, they on some TJX6 shit, bro.
For real. For
some
real.
Baby stuff, bro.
Like, that shit crazy. But yeah, thank y'all for watching this. I hope we opened up your eyes to the conversation. Also, the word of today, cult. Now, as y'all can tell, I broke down the definition, but there are like 3 to 2 more, so let's read all of them. A relatively small group of people having beliefs or practices, especially relating to religion, that are regarded by others, I gotta keep putting that emphasis on others, as strange or sinister, as imposing excessive control over members. Here's the example of that: a network of Satan worshiping cults. Some young people are lured into joining a cult because of peer pressure. Okay, here we go. Another definition: a misplaced or excessive admiration for a particular thing. The cult of the pursuit of money as an end in itself. So basically, let's say like money, for example. You like chasing money, you like getting to the bag. And you are in a group of people that like getting to the bag. That's a cult of the pursuit of money. Number 2, the second definition here: a person or thing that is popular or fashionable among a particular group or section of society. For example, people who watch the NBA, right? The NBA has a what type following? A cult type following, meaning the NBA is always going to be fucking watched. Here's their definition of it, or example of it. The series has become a bit of a cult The series has become a bit of a cult in the UK. A cult film. The program built up a cult. Let's have a cult-like following, like Playboy Cardi. He has a cult-like following. Whoever likes Playboy Cardi, unfortunately, if you don't like this terminology being thrown on you, you are in a cult now. A system of religious veneration and devotion directed towards a particular figure or object. The cult of Saint Olaf, one of the major cult centers of Aphrodite. So basically, churches, mosques. No offense, Archer, and any other Muslim, because once again, I know how people feel about this terminology. They take it in negative connotation. But churches, mosques, groups where people be doing religious stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like that is like, you know what I'm saying? You get what I'm trying to say. That is this right here. So yeah, just be careful about what you do and who you do it around, and know your words. That is always going to be the lesson, to know your words, because people with words can get you out of money, could get you out your soul, probably even get you out your position in life. So be careful out here. Peace, y'all.